Alright, so what we're looking at here is a prime example of a well-constructed Mannerist piece painted by Joachim Wtewael called The Golden Age.
Before we dive into this painting, let's give some background on the Netherlands in this period.
Okay.
First, you must understand the Dutch during this time were under Spanish Catholic rule and would not receive independence until 1648, meaning that you would expect most works during this time, especially from this area, to be more biblical in subject matter, or at least extravagant in a way that displays the power of the Catholic Church.
That to me is what makes this painting so interesting for its time, is that it was a strong departure from what had been done in this area previously. Joachim painted a majority of his works based on Greek mythologies because of his interest with the excerpts and poems of Ovid. The book that this specific painting is derived from is called Ovid's Metamorphoses, which simply is a book that describes Greek mythologies and their stories.
Joachim painted the setting described by Ovid in his first book through the first 88 to 89 lines. The quote from the book actually is, "A time before the ages of silver, bronze, and iron, when the spring was everlasting, streams of sweet nectar flowed, and mankind, without a law, did right and lived contently."
Now let's dive into this painting.
I'll start with saying the medium is an oil and copper.
Now, a quick description of this painting is that it is displaying men, women, and children nude in nature with animals. Some figures are shown reaching for various berries and trees, whilst others are contorting in a way to show a relationship between characters. Some figures are holding babies, while others have their arms wrapped around their supposed husbands or wives.
Straight off the back, I noticed the setting. Very nature forward, lots of lush trees and vegetation, ample amounts of animals around, and every figure is nude.
I noticed the mysticism of the background, which seems a bit like an attempt at atmospheric perspective, which can be attributed to the 4 years he spent in Italy. Next, the way in which the figures are drawn.
Yes, every figure, man, woman, or child, was drawn very muscular, which can also be attributed to his time in Italy because, as you know, they value visualizing the perfect body, and with that image comes rippling muscles. How about composition and scale on this piece?
I'd say the painting is pretty well scaled as opposed to other former Mannerist works, such as Madonna with the Long Neck by Parmigiano, where the viewer is shown a group of figures almost towering over a smaller figure. Also, in reference to the shadows in the Golden Age painting, they defy earlier Mannerist techniques. Most Mannerist works do not acknowledge even lighting, which cause some figures to have shadows while others do not. However, in the Golden Age painting, the natural shadows cast by the trees and figures are shown on each person and is recognized. Generally, from the pure standpoint of the viewer, I see no symbolic message in this painting. However, when I view this piece, I feel relaxed, and maybe that's what Joachim is going for. With the utilization of pastel colors accompanied by the use of chiaroscuro, this painting calms me and brings me to a place of nirvana.